cover. I'm going to do a little bit of coaching in this session. I'm going to give you some psychic updates and some things that are yet to come for the twin flame path. For those of you that don't know, I'm a twin flame who has been on the path for 25 years. I do soul coaching. I'm a twin flame myself. I'm in union. And so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a background as to who I am in case you're new. So we're going to have a look at it. And I called the title Bruised because number one, with the eclipse in Sagittarius, the masculines are coming out of the South Node and moving forward. And it was funny because 2 minutes ago, I just talked to Giggle and I was like, we were talking about one thing. And I said, it's a little bit like the Halle Berry movie, Bruised, and that's the best analogy I can give of where we get to, okay? So if you haven't seen the movie, great movie, go watch it. But that is the analogy of what's coming through. So we're all feeling very bruised. And of course, you know, it's what we deem as the hero's path, guys. What we need to understand is what the masculines are going through at this point is the hero's path. So where they're at, they're feeling very bruised. They're feeling very tired. They're feeling like they're wanting their life back. I did share one perspective with Giggle 5 seconds ago, and that was at a point when I did have reconciliation in 2017. It was mid-17, wherever that was. 18, can't remember. But when we did, what I can say is, in observing it, hindsight 360, is that person was split between two worlds. And so in observing it on the other side of it, what was going on in the reconciliation was Twin was actually looking at me like it was the one that got away and maybe the path he wished he had chosen. And then the opposite side of the fence was like, but this is what my life is. What do I do with that? And so when we're having these things going on, it's like, okay, how the heck do I go from that to this? And how can I turn time back? And Electric Dreams kept coming up. So that's one song that has been coming through. Definitely the other song had been Jolene, but that was coming through more from the Karmic's perspective of realizing that Divine Masculine really did want to be with Divine Feminine. The other thing is 7-11. So we're going to talk about sevens, which again, 7th house placement is to do with relationships. Hi. So bear with me for 5 seconds. I'm not doing nothing. I'm reading, okay? So I can relay the message to you. Hello all, very warm welcome. We're changing the time zones for the lives, okay? So I'm going through, and all yesterday I was automating posts. I realised that I hadn't done any for 2022 for the main platform. Because I moved, so I had finished and completed the ones for 2022 for the Twin Flame Hub. But I actually hadn't done it for the main platform, which was good because I already had to change the times due to time change. So I'm coming to you guys earlier so that you guys can actually not be asleep and be present. Okay, I used to see 7-11. Well, it's more in the context of this reading. So it's not, you know, usually in the early stages of path, and especially relating to Bruised, we've gone through this healing from October. We've been through this portal. What we're coming into now is ending a cycle. And with the Bruised analogy, it's an example of what you've been through, but also on the opposite spectrum of things. What you need to realize is what the masculine is doing and why it happens and why there's such a delay. Go look at the movie. Is because it's the hero's journey. This person directly wants to, how would I put it, get to a point they can clear their karma on their own to find that inner peace that they've addressed it. But they're also, and that was really what Halle Berry was doing. You know, she was wanting to directly deal with her adversity, deal with her blockages, prove to herself she could be the better version of herself. And she said, I have to do this part alone. So I'm not saying that that's where masculines are. I'm saying more in an analogy that it's the truth. That's what they have to do. So with what they're completing right now, They're completing it in a sense that they're clearing it so they can move forward. Welcome, guys. Hi, Eddie. So we're going to pull some cards. Now, the spiritual energy of sevens. Let's have a look. And stay tuned for my videos that I'm going to be doing relating to these. I'm going to do twin flames as well as angel numbers. How to integrate why you see them, when you stop seeing them, what they mean. So that's all going to be for 2022. Okay, so it's goals. It's also advises you to carry ahead without fear and to have a complete fulfilling world. You should be grateful for everything that you have. Believe in your own abilities, since all your objectives will be fulfilled. It's to do with love. It's fated relationships. And again, you know, when we say the ones, it is about yin and yang. It's about getting into yin and yang. It can be that your twin is close, but it's about getting into duality. So ones can show, twos are, you know, more you're in that interconnected, but you are whole. Come into wholeness. Destiny will bring you together, but before that, you must resolve problems in your current relationship. And where does that lie? It's inside of self. So the bruised energy is, you know, even if twin came back and said, sorry, if you can't forgive and if you can't heal and you can't see it from a different angle, you probably won't accept an apology. If there's a circumstance very external that can potentially cause problems in the movement moving forward, you might have been looking at it and going, yeah, but I've got this over here I've got to do, but yeah, they've got that over there to do. There will be a mirror in your path that you need to address. And again, some of you, there's nothing, so it's almost the acceptance. It's going to be interesting. Okay, let's see what comes through. What's happening at the moment collectively? Okay, we're doing a lot of, this can be, it's funny because eclipses will relate to subjects to do with mother, can be to do with our childhood. It can be to do with a karmic partner, maybe a role they played and maybe something that we felt we needed to be or wanted to be, but maybe they got and we didn't. For some of you, yes, it depends on where Sagittarius actually falls with this eclipse. For me, it's happening tomorrow. And I got a Christmas party to go to, and I went past a church the other day and they're having a service on the 4th, which is funny because it's Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is to do with spirituality in the 9th house. And so they're having a service on the night of the eclipse, and it's like, wee. Wow. I was like, yes, universe has been giving me these little beacons. Spirituality. Values. Can you love someone if they have different ideals to you? Yes. Hi, Failstar. Okay, so the collective energy will pull first, and we'll see what's coming up. Number one, there is something to do with I feel at the moment there's something to do with an Empress. This Empress, the Empress energy can be co-creative energy. It also can be to do with the mother. Now, the mother, it doesn't have to be a karmic, okay? I'm not feeling in this case it is. It might have something to do with the mother energy. For some, if it's on your side or masculine side and a mother had passed, it might be that they're directly working with them on their conditioning. But there's also something to do with tribe and family. Again, that does make sense because Venus is going retrograde into Capricorn, and the shadow sign in Capricorn is Cancer. That's to do with family and lineage. At the moment, if you're getting base chakra coming up, it is due to the fact that Venus is in Capricorn. So for feminines, it can mean that your cycle's quite heavy. It also can be that we're looking at our foundation and do we feel stable? Are we safe? Is it fight and flight? Are we needing to create healthy boundaries with individuals? Issues with siblings, accepting, not feeling you're in competition, letting the inner child go and letting yourself move forward, not allowing those circumstances to define you. Okay, left or right for masculines, peeps. And today I will be recording more I'll be recording more twin flame videos, so stay tuned. They'll come up in the members first because I always release the pre-release content there, you know. And yes, the competition at the moment is going, and if it is popular, and that's for the members hub as well as the main platform. So who's on the left? I forgot. Who were we choosing for the left, Char? Help me out here, sister. Jeez. So the competition is a 1 hour Skype reading with me, free of charge. I'm going to announce it on the 24th. If it is popular, I'll continue it monthly. If it's not, I won't. Okay? Also, you need to be a subscriber. Masculines are on the left. Are you still wanting to kick the poor buggers out? Shit, they haven't even got back yet. To the left, to the left. Okay, well, the funny thing is for feminines, you've got family-related dynamics coming up. Ooh, okay. They don't want to bring masculine's cards out. What's going on with this? Okay, show me what is going on. Show me what is going on. Actually, you know, they are quite smart. You know, most of the time I say to my twin, he was the best teacher to me. Oh, was I difficult? I didn't think I was difficult at the time. I thought he was difficult. But when I realised I was actually being difficult, as he was showing me the mirror of who I was. Not for long. Look. You know? Choices. They're in the choices. They're in the sevens. They're trying to make a healthy choice. They're pausing at the minute, but it won't be for long. Yeah, no, I didn't realise it either. I was like, no, you're running away from me. Now, whenever you chase, please, please, please go watch something about Mary. Don't be woogie, okay? You don't need to chase. It is not a negotiation. It is or it isn't. I'm not going to prove to you that I'm worth it. You go and sit over there, and if I am, come talk to me. Don't need to prove it. You need to be it. You can have your cake. You got to stop thinking that you can't have it all, divine feminines. And I said that in the webinar. You can have it all. All right, you can have it all. Stop thinking the only safe space is in the 5D to have the connection. It's not. Let's pull an astrology card for the crowning energy for the joint connection. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Sagittarius. Which is the divine masculines, Jupiter energy. I'm warning you, be ready. If you got hang-ups, if you got tissues for issues, you better get on them. Because once you go back into it, you need to have your full, what would the word be? You know, that's based on the, you know, the inquiry made through the website to make a video, which I'll do. I'll do another one that goes step by step by step. It'll be more in detail. And that's to do with when you reconcile, how do you move beyond the wound after you've done things. The thing is, if you're coming back into the connection, it happened, right? Things happened. If you're going back into it with the intent of let's dive deep, let's talk over all the stuff, unless it's going to serve a purpose, there's no point talking about certain things. There's a time and a place. It's usually if something arises, you can bring it up. The other thing is if the person is coming back yet they're saying, you hurt me, you did X, Y, and Z, that's the inner child and that's their job to heal. And that doesn't matter if it's the feminine or the masculine. You're not their counselor. You can empathize and understand, but you can't enable. So if you go back into that pattern of doing the same thing, you're going to get the same outcome. And that's purely up to you what you wish to do. But you will find that it does happen again. So, okay, at the moment, let's have a look. Where do we want to start first? The joint connection? I think we'll start on the joint connection. I'm going to pull Clefar on this because I want to know. Okay, a lot of you are like, some of you might have wanted kids with this person. Some of you might have wanted to have a family. Some of you may have a subject relating to, you know, wanting to have a co-creative energy, wanting to be the divine feminine. Now, I did mention this to Giggle on the break. It's like masculine, once you have that awakening, it's sort of like, I know not what I did. I took the left turn, I took the right turn, and I'm looking at you, and you're something I really do want, but I kind of got mixed signals from you, and then I gave you mixed signals. Now, what do I do? Now, they're letting go of past situations. They're second-guessing themselves, but it keeps coming up. Now, what is coming up is that they do have a lucky streak coming through. And this is about the movement forward, and this will really stick with them for 6 months. Are we going to go through choppy grounds? 100%, but that's in the next 2-3 months, but it doesn't mean movement isn't happening. Now, there is something coming up in this joint connection really relating to the role that you were going to be in this person's life. Now, for some masculines, right? And they don't have to be a male to be a masculine. You don't have to be a female to be a feminine. You get my gist. For some masculines, what I will say is, whatever happened with their mother energy in their life, if they had, if their mother was left and their mother was maybe a single parent or was treated poorly, they will have a very unique connection with the mother energy. And sometimes it can look like they just love their mother. Other times it can be that they do have a lot of female friends. How many of you in the house have a twin that has a lot of female friends? Just going to have them a protein shake, even though it tastes like rosemary. There you go. Okay, so that's one. And for those of you that are bouncing on this video later, you know, go through and read the community chat, because then you can be in the loop as to how these lives go. Any other people had experiences with the divine masculine with the parent energy? Yeah. Yeah. So, now, that energy back there, this is how it can be playing out. Hi, Elizabeth. Is that they're thinking back to what that role was, right? And that's why there were so many delays, because they had a belief system relating to it. And look, some of them were really close with their mum, regardless. Something in that point really changed it. So where this hero's journey energy is coming from is because they're realizing that they were attracting similar situations, but they had a belief system to do with women, right? To do with women. Now, when they met you, they did see everything they wanted, and you did come as an utter surprise to them in their life. And they were like, oh, crap. Now, usually it's because they did believe a feminine in their life was a victim, but then they'd get karmic energies because that's enabling, right? So upon getting into it, 9 times out of 10, a feminine or a masculine, when we have a relationship to a connection in our family, we will then co-create that in the 3D, and it becomes a pattern. So this masculine channeled energy that's coming through is they're seeing that. They're like, you know what? Maybe the mother deserved better. Maybe the mother had circumstances going on, but then the chain of connection to feminines was more from the inner child, but also from a perspective they viewed at childhood. So if they have been in a karmic relationship and they believe that was their role and they had to keep playing it, they kept playing it like a broken bloody record. To the point they went, heck, can't do this no more. Okay? Because really in their heart, they well and truly knew that this was not going to last. It was not going to last. They could not do it. To a point, they're also saying and feeling that they did want to be with you. So where they're at now is, you know, broken, but built. Broken, but built. So the wounds, the bruised, is being reassessed, but I can't keep touching the stove. It's hot. It's not working. It's never going to go anywhere. I feel even the feminines are at a point in their life where it's the whole analogy of hot or not. Okay? It's hot. It's not. It's yes. It's no. Yeah. And it can be really firm and really loud. And the thing is with astrology is you're going to be really loud. Let's get loud, J-Lo, right? You're going to want to scream and shout and let it all these bloody songs are coming. You know why? It's because that moon in Gemini is coming at the end of the month. And these are nodes in Gemini driving me crazy. Can't wait to get out of them. And my Jupiter's there too. No wonder I gained weight. So we've got this frequency at the moment going on. We're really opinionated. This is my values and this is how life is going to be. Now that's coming up in the karmic cycle too. All right? So we're really looking very strictly at realities right now. We're really strictly looking at how to get balance back in life and what we need and what we can't do. Now, some of those circumstances can come up in the title of the video, Bruised, Twin Flames, where we're allowing a person to come in and we're going, look, we're going for the ride. But then we retreat back. And the retreat back is because a wound is coming up. And we're having to learn to be the nav man to go, okay, calm down there. Thank you for warning me. There you go, of this. You know, that's the trigger. And it's full on when you get back into reunion. Okay, is this actually happening right now? Or is it just activating a memory? And if it's a memory, you come back to this moment. All right? So I'm going to pull some clarifiers because they don't want me to move forward before we touch base on this. Okay, so what they did get in this, some of you were like, look, if I'm your divine feminine, things need to be a bit more consistent, right? So you've stepped back, but what it's helped them do is to see the inconsistencies on their side of the fence. But it's also helped you realize what you're needing in a 3D relationship. So we've got consistencies in reverse and like letting go. It's like one, and the funny thing is usually when you let go, and what do we mean by let go? I remember you like looking on the internet, what do we mean by detach? What does that mean? I was like looking under my armpits, how do we detach? Does that mean going away? Does that mean what does it mean? It means relax. To be able to relax without feeling triggered. That's what letting go means. It's like, okay, because what we tend to do in the path is fixate and go, what would they need to do? You know, it's like we're interior designing or we've got the blueprints of the house. And I'm hearing, dude. You know, you're trying to go through the matrix. It's like, okay, they're going to be around the corner in 0800 hours and this is how it's going to be. And of course, when you're doing that, you're pouring a lot of energy into something that hasn't even happened yet. Pointless. We do it. We all do it. So it's like that comes up. This is Mind Mastery 101. I'm so doing videos on these things. It's like, because this is all the things I went through. So when you do that, here's a little tip. I want you to say, anytime you go to do that, I want you to play this tune in your head. Dude. Because then you know you're doing that and you snap the hell out of it and you come back to this moment and go, that's not my job. I'm not there yet, okay? Where am I? I could be in Houston. I could be in California. I could be, where are you right now? Hit me in the chat. That's where you are. You're not over there. You haven't got there yet. I know you want to be there. I know you're maybe trying to map it like the dude. But, you know, if you do that, do you know what's going to happen? You're going to freak yourself out and it's wasting time. So come back to this moment. So I feel you're like looking at it critically, but just look at it honestly. Do you know how you would relate to that person unless they're standing in front of you? And that's one way I would always help myself jump out of the ego. It's like, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to be. So I would say to myself, if that person was standing in front of you, Would that still be the response? And I was like, no. And I don't know sometimes. So I'd just be honest with myself. I'll be, unless it comes towards me, I'll deal with that then. And that's mind mastery. Getting yourself back to this moment and going, you know, it's all the things you're saying in your head. Talk about ascension. It's like so much coming at you. And you just have to really have that mind mastery to come back here, filter it out, come back here. So you're looking at it, right? You know this person well. Do you know why that benefits you? Apart from the fact you'll know what they like on their pizza. As those of you that follow me, we joke about that. And you know how they communicate, okay, right? How long has it been? With your journey. The good thing is, it's a little bit like running a business, right? You go into it and you fail. You're not doing so well. You've eliminated one way not to do something. You go into it again and you try something else and you develop skills. It's a process of elimination and growth. So your opinion can be glass half full. It's never going to go anywhere. Maybe if you're not changing, maybe if life isn't changing, and even if you do change, a lot of you feel if I change, they're not doing anything. So it's always going to be this way. That's not true because you wouldn't do it. You changing is the common denominator. By you changing, you have more control because when you see a trigger, you'll be able to deal with it. It's going to benefit you in all facets of life. It's going to help you move forward in different ways, and you won't enable. And therefore, they won't be able to dance with you like the devil unless it's in the lucky corner when you choose to, which is the bedroom. Okay? Let's pull a clarifier. Okay, so you're trying to logically look at things, and it can be because you want to protect yourself, but you already protect yourself. You're going to make sure when you're hungry, you're going to eat? Yes. Right. You're going to make sure if they mess you over, it's to the left? Yes. But you have to follow through. Now, some of you are getting a bit worried because you're healing and you're like, no, maybe this isn't a good thing. Oh, I'm not feeling all of these things anymore. Is this good? Is this normal? Am I even a twin? Very normal part. Okay? Example, he needs to choose me. 100%. Attachment, when we say he needs to choose me, nobody needs to prove anything to you. You need to reach acceptance that you're worth it. When we make statements, nobody owes us anything. They don't. You can hate my guts all you like. Nobody does. When we're saying that, it's because we feel let down. And it's okay. It's okay to say, I feel let down. I felt like you didn't prioritize me. So you're angry at yourself. And then it's like, no, okay, inside a relationship now, what I am needing is more than what I had. Yeah, I would need phone calls. I would need some time a day. I will need that. I don't do everything for that person all the time, 24/7, give and take. Now have that as a benchmark. So we're usually upset about the past of what we didn't have. And that's true, but don't be angry about it. Make it a matter of fact in our life that it's more they need to choose them, but guess what? We didn't choose us, and that's why we got sloppy seconds. Okay? We get crumbs when we don't have healthy boundaries. Now, there is a judgment coming up relating to this relationship, and the reconciliation is going to be about balance. Both of you are needing balance in your life, guys. Both of you are wanting to be fair. This person is gentle. Deep down, away from the pain body experience, they are a gentle, kind individual. I feel at the moment there is a major subject to do with money coming up. And, you know, I broached this. Some of these subjects came up in the Karmic read, and I had to, I mean, those of you that have seen the Karmic read, I had to protect the masculines. So because of it and my experience in the past, the extension was going to be in the members anyway, but I didn't go into great detail on what it is. Now, some of it can be financial related, and that's because when we do get ourselves into life, but we've got money. They can be looking at how, they might be losing money. They might be losing houses. They might be going through separations. Now, that's a process. But it's also through them being similar to us. I understand. I empathize. They gave too much. Okay? They gave too much. They invested too much. They lost a lot. But they're looking at this and they're like, in their mind, you loved them for who they were. You didn't want them for their money. You didn't want them for their assets. And some of us, yes, we might have when we were wounded in that karmic energy, but that's why the separation is there for us to face our shadow inside those things. There is a major subject to do with stability. And I also feel that both parties in this connection at the moment want to pour a lot of energy in, but are requiring a lot of energy. And so if two people are vibing at that level, the expectation potential is there that you're going to accidentally project it to each other. So just be super careful this week. Move past the eclipse in Sagittarius, and then it's going to bode better. But at the minute, it could be a little bit finicky. But there is a lot to do with them being very, they're very gentle, very kind, but they're not stupid. Okay, they're not stupid. They will be understanding towards cycles that are leaving their life, but there is a lot to lose. There's a lot to gain. Now, in their mind, what's to gain is the connection, not money. But they do want to come with something. They do see the potential in this connection. There's a lot of chemistry here too, I'll just say. A lot of sacral chakra energy. That's potentially why we're all wounded. But they're going to battle. There is a battle over values. There's a battle in the karmic connection at the moment. But I feel what they're trying to tell you in this, some of you are maybe going to have communication, and it can be subjects to do with values, subjects to do with misunderstandings coming up. But I do feel they're going to tell you, and depression has been coming up for a lot of people this last week. Again, it is because of this eclipse pending. And it's lineage, it's our values, it's how we feel. It can be abandonment wounds. And us really wanting this to move right now. And again, what happens when Christmas comes and we get all it's a little bit like it's Valentine's Day. Well, again, with the eclipse, it's heart and it's head and heart, isn't it? It's emotions. It's a moon and sun, so it's heart chakra. And Taurus, the North Node's in Taurus. And I said with the North Node in Taurus, you're going to need to look after your auric system, your nervous system, eating healthy vegetables, not having so much caffeine. Jupiter and Pisces and Taurus there, you're going to need to look after your nervous system. And it's because of the astrology. It's ascension. So, I mean, for the last year and a half, the Twin Flame Collective, as well as the collective, have had North Node Gemini. So how have we felt? Like information has been rammed down our throat. It's like we've been at an education seminar, and it's just been so much. I'm surprised we don't all need glasses right about now because it's been a lot. Too much thinking. Done a lot of thinking, right? Okay, now, in order to have this, what are they showing me here? Okay, when your twin comes back, what you need to understand is they're going to be very tired. Okay? I had a premonition prior to the reconciliation with my twin. Hadn't really thought about the reconciliation, to be quite honest, but I did have a dream. He entered my dream state. This was years ago. And he just looked exhausted. And that's very much the bruised energy that's coming through, relating to the twin flame path. It's going to take effort to make this to work, and both of you know that. So it's, you've had people in your life that really maybe haven't made efforts, and therefore it's come up inside this connection. But now the revelation is that it's something that both of you do want, but in order to have it, it's going to take work to fix it. You do kind of need to go into it with new eyes, but the wounds are going to be there. So you're going to need to manage them so they don't sabotage your future. What I can say is the masculine is in a lot of pain. They are having to make massive choices, and it's very messy. Now, the messiness isn't remaining. It's going to move pretty quickly. I can say it will move very quickly, quicker than you think. That's why I said as much as we do have experiences in these journeys, we need to understand our experiences. They will have similar ones, but they'll move through them quicker. Your fear is that they won't. Okay, they do want success. They do feel that this connection with you is successful. Both of you want success. But for some, it does feel as though, you know, the tackling of these injustices can be subjects coming out to do with the twin flame path. So this can be a conversation. This can be you guys really getting to the grit of it of, you know, what's going to happen with money? What's going to happen with love? What's going to happen with these values? I do feel a lot of you are directly wanting a deep conversation. You need to be cautious about how you address it. Because I do feel if this person is getting these revelations that they didn't know that they did the things they did to you. But the thing was, while they were doing those things, they weren't in a good place regardless. So it's a double whammy for them. Okay, some of you are having a left or right. Now, this left or right, let me have a look. Okay, the foundation, the reason why this is coming up, I'll just be perfectly honest. You felt you did everything right. And this is probably more divine feminines. And I do feel divine masculines were feeling in the initial stages with you that they were, right? But there is this conflict is going to come up and it is going to be addressed. You've got to be careful not to go to extremes. I also feel there is subjects relating to cheating coming up that wants to be addressed. And the wounds and the reasons why those things happened. Let's pull some advice. I do feel the karmic has cheated on the masculine. This can be information that is coming to you as well. I feel also there's something popping off in their job. But you've also got to be careful who you hear things through in the grapevine. You may actually, around both parties at the moment, there may be somebody who doesn't have your best intentions at heart. Some of you aren't trusting. Some of you are feeling there's something hidden from you. Let's have a look at the masculines. Let's dig deeper because these are joint energies. Okay, this makes sense. They're having faith in their dreams, okay? This is all to do with the divine masculines. With Jupiter and Pisces, it's to do with their dreams, okay? They're wanting to have this, they're having this spiritual awakening. They're dealing with subjects to do with family, right? They're stepping into their empowerment. The other thing that's coming up is that there is a change of plans relating to the past. And again, this can be a lawsuit of some description. I feel it's, like I said, this can be severing of ties, having divorces, looking at splitting money, selling houses, looking at, what do you call it? There's moving, okay? These pieces of the puzzle are falling down and moving around. It's messy, but it's legal related. It's contracts, signing, agreements, work. All of this is happening simultaneously. Thus the reason they're so bloody tight, because they're trying to bring it together in so many ways. They know that they can't keep this up. They're going to burn out. They also know that this, you know, the stress levels they're getting to, it's going to extremes. They're so mad at the moment. There's a lot of anger. A lot of anger. Okay, some of you might be observing them but thinking everything's hunky-dory, and they're actually not. You know, this is something, this is whatever they're trying. They want to be there for you, but they're cleaning situations up. So in the meantime, they're ready to blow up. They're really ready to blow up. They do feel a little bit judged. They do feel lonely. They want to be with you. It's not that they're trying to stay away from you. They're trying to clean this up so they can get to you. And it's funny because we had the Soldier coming through. Like, they're battling through these circumstances to try and get to you. But it's almost like, you know, you don't know all the details. So that's what they're trying to say. You don't know all the details. They're having faith, but they want you to have faith in them. They want you to have faith that they can actually do this. They want you to show them, or if you're giving them a chance, to actually give them the chance. They're losing friends, but they're, you know, in the losing friends, I think it's more they're selecting. They're like, okay, does this person actually really resonate with me right now? I do feel some of them, like I said, are moving jobs. There's moving of something, but these moving pieces, it's like the old life that they're wanting to get rid of. It's taking a toll on their health. It's taking a toll on their soul. Some might have lost a relative most recently. This may be a past tense situation. But I feel after they've cleared this crap up, what's on their top mind? Reconciliation and reunion. I mean, you know, you over here, you guys are trying to make healthy choices. You're like, okay, we need to look at this. We need to be practical about where we're at. You feel that they need to make the first move. You also wonder what this was all about, Divine Feminines. It's a little bit like, okay, what was this all about? I do feel some of you, if you're in communication, there is trust issues. At the moment, it shall settle, but at the moment there's trust issues because you feel something's been hidden from you. Feminines, I think some of you are actually saying to yourself, look, I really want to be in this connection. But you're just wondering how it could ever be a success. And it's almost like you're trying to find that missing link inside you. And you don't want to keep setting yourself up for disaster. So you're sort of feeling this week that if it's only going to be like this and you're never going to get anywhere, you don't really want to do it. You're in protective mode at the moment. You're very tired. But what they're showing me over here is this is a cycling out. Like I can tell you, the masculine side of the fence right now, for those that are leaving a karmic scenario ship, it looks messy. How long it's going to, it feels like a tower moment. That's about the best way I can describe it. It looks like a tower moment. Some of you may have direct communication in this week. But I feel they're coming to speak to you about the things that are going down. Some of you, if this is really popping off, it's going to come through in your ascension symptoms. And through that, it's almost like, you know, the burden's on the shoulder. You know, there's been a lot of things. Saturn at the moment in Aquarius and Capricorn is really causing a lot of bone energy coming through. You've got to be really careful with your teeth. You know, many of you I know have had your teeth extracted. Saturn. I'm going to pull some cards for this karmic cycle. I'm going to do a karmic read regardless, but I'm going to pull a couple of cards to see what the go is with that. Because you're, at the moment, I feel feminines are more in this mindset that you do want it, but you're really protective of yourself. I feel there's a potential that you want to push for some of you, not all of you. If you do, you have to be mindful that this person is very tense at the moment. I don't feel you're going to need to push. If you have a statement that you need to make to them, you know, you're within your right. But what I am sensing is, you know, yes, they are at breaking point. Let's pull some cards for this karmic situation. The karmic knows about you. Came out again. This is causing tension. I feel there's negotiations happening inside the karmic connection. This can be of severing ties, what life's going to look like. It could be for some that are co-parenting. This can be, the karmic energy can be relating to work. But it's a renegotiation. It's a shift of priorities. I feel the divine masculine wants to go on a holiday. They're needing to have a little bit of a break, but some of these holidays can be goodbyes to old connections. Not necessarily a romantic holiday. Okay, let's see. What is going on with this karmic cycle, please? How is it affecting divine masculine? Fights, conflict, arguments, disagreements, not seeing each other, almost feeling like they want to move forward. Really looking at some of them, it's like, okay, where am I going from here? It's like they're looking at the map of their life. Like I said, I'm just not feeling these situations working. Some is moving location to ease the burden. You know, this can be with them and their karmic. But I just really feel it's almost like they want you to know. This person wants to be up in their energy all the time and asking a lot of questions. And I feel divine masculine's almost blocking that out, that you need to leave me alone. You need to give me some space. I don't trust him and I don't know what is going to work because I'm a new person and refuse. Yeah, 100%. But then if that person changed, I mean, if you've moved forward, right? So there's no reason to even look at it. But if you still do have a connection to this person and you choose to, whatever that be, you'll know. You'll know if something's moved. Yeah. Something's shifting, but this is for the better. So whatever is going down, it's helping this shift about. Yep. I do feel a tower coming for the karmic cycle. Very close. I can hear shouting. It's almost like shouting. Yeah. But this is to do with the karmic, what the karmic's doing. It's not what the masculine's doing. The karmic is, I feel the karmic has maybe manipulated or crossed the masculine. And again, for those that are in that karmic cycle, I'm just not seeing from the cards or from my third eye that they're gelling at this point. They're not gelling. I do feel for some it's like they're hearing. The karmic can be speaking, but they're just not absorbing it. It's like white noise. A lot of conflict. They're looking at their way out. They're getting paperwork in order. But it's almost like they've actually succumbed to the fact that this is over. And they've actually got a date. Like they know that this is over. So the time, when I say date, it's a time stamp. In their mind, there's the exit date. That may be pulled forward, and I'm kind of feeling it may be. Due to the fact that they've already accepted this, if anything else pops off, it's like they're ready to walk out the door. Any questions? If it's a direct question relating to your twin, it's a super chat. If it's a general question, I'll answer it. You know, otherwise, we'll check back in with this. Stay tuned for the karmic update. I'll sit and channel it. And I shall bring it to you. Telling you, their neck is hurting. How they're feeling about you, they have certainty to do with you, but they definitely have mess that they're kind of shifting out. Yeah. Give you a heads up. Well, I think I told you the other day, Google, it was like a weird energy that come through on yours. Let's have a look. I got a song, and it's a Christmas song. Oh, no, he's... You're going to get something under your Christmas tree. Okay, you're having a mini breather. Oh, goodness. You're going to have a mini breather. It's like take time to breathe because it's going to go very quickly. Like this is going to move. It's going to move very quickly. Okay? Aubergine. We need to look up aubergine and what this psychic spiritual meaning is. Because I'm growing them in my garden. Never grow them. Also, I've been hearing it on hundreds of videos. Right? There is something to do with it. Number one, it's purple, which is crown chakra Pisces. But, no, is it an aubergine in the box? You're a freaking tag. Who sings this song? Oh, Mariah Carey. Your hard work's going to pay off. Let's have a look at how they're feeling. I feel like you're going to get communication and movement. You know, you're in a... I'll tell you what I'm psychically seeing. In your twin's energy, he is physically mapping out your future right now. He's physically mapping out how he's seeing it. It's like in his head, it's holidays. It's what you guys are going to be doing. It's weird. But, I mean, this is what he's doing. He's mapping it out. Your hard work's going to be paying off. It's going to happen through Venus retrograde. Yeah, yes, he does have hot pants for you. I won't lie. He's always got hot pants for you. So, you know, two giggles, twin. We have met. Like, him and I have talked. He's got hot pants for you, girl. But he wants to have a life with you. And he's looking at different locations. He actually is thinking about living with you. Your Venus is in Virgo. Well, that'll be interesting during January because Mercury goes retrograde. So, yeah, that's Mercury. And during a Venus retrograde in Capricorn, your North Node's Capricorn. So have fun. You've got North Node Capricorn. It's all coming back to you. Remember what I told you, what your nodes meant. You're there to show people how to have a good life together. Ambitious. You are his plan. You're his plan. Look, I'm hearing the term underneath the Christmas tree, but it's like he's placing himself as a gift to you under the Christmas tree. He wants to be part of your life around Christmas. That's what he's really wanting. Whatever he's doing, he is in daydream land. He is away with the friggin' fairies. You mess with his head. You're a dag. You mess with his head. Like, he can't stop thinking about you. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. Okay, thank you. Next. I need one of those bells to get rid of it. Maybe a smudge stick that I can smack on my head after. Yeah, he's getting an echo. You're getting his energy. Who was next? Oh, gosh. Someone's dealing with a very toxic situation in the room because I started yawning. Someone's got a very toxic situation they're dealing with. Cha, how you doing, sweet? I am nosy what's going on. Well, I told Twin he's the Grinch of Christmas, and he knows it too. I'm like, you're always going to be the Grinch of Christmas, aren't you? Because nobody's here, and I put the Christmas tree up. I said, I put it up for me. Are you serious? I'm a big kid. Yep. And I always pull it down early too. It's because that, the Virgo polarity technically from Libra in the 12th house. It's like it needs to be clean. Want to start the new year clean. I'm always 20 paces ahead, and it's like, you ought to slow down. Let's have a look at Char's energy. What are you doing to yourself, woman? Okay, where's he at? I think he's a bit overwhelmed at the moment. Oh, he's in the thick of it. Well, you want to know what he's doing? He's not enjoying life. He feels bogged down. He's not enjoying the company, and he feels like he cursed himself. Okay, how does he feel towards you? I'm hearing, help me. Help me. What does he think about you? He thinks you were the top-notch queen, princess, the whole package. You were the box of chocolates. You were the whole box of chocolates. Now, what has he got over here? 99 problems. And the B is one, right? So, yeah, he got a lot of problems. He's seeing, the good thing is, in life, okay? Lessons are free. Sometimes we go left, sometimes we go right. We're going to learn from both paths. He's got over here in Hades, and he's like, I should not have gambled this. Like, when you know that something's not going to be a permanent. I don't know, that this feels like maybe a person in their life that's a little bit of a prima donna. The thing was, it came unexpectedly in your life. You weren't expecting it, but they weren't expecting you either. They weren't expecting you to be as lovely, wonderful, nice. They were kind of hoping they'd get over everything and just like, it's going to be okay. This is what I have to do in life. I kind of feel they ran into a snake pit. And I don't know if there's something to do with this silly season. It's like it's going to extremities with things. If they're going anywhere, I don't think he's going with this person. I think the thought of it is daunting. This person, how do I put it? I'm literally seeing him. It's funny because the sticks on his back almost look like suitcases. Burdened down by all of this. He kind of feels if he stays here, it's going to go nowhere. It's going to get worse. That's what I'm saying here. All right. He don't even need to say it. He can see it. Like this, you might get some information about this. What does he want to do? He does want to communicate with you, but he feels like you are the whole package. Hey, the one strong message that's coming through, Chart, is he's got a lot of guilt right now. So he's wondering how he can directly communicate with you. He doesn't even know if you want to talk to him. That's the big confusion with him. That may have been why that email thing kept coming through for you, is because he's not liking where he is. And you know how us twins always want that bloody white flag? Mayday, mayday. Yeah, he's kind of wanting a mayday. Because over here, he's like, I made my bed, I've got to lie in it. But he's seeing you valuable, but he kind of thinks he doesn't want to ruin. He doesn't know if he can come back to you. Because he doesn't know if after what he's done, you would forgive. And that's the block. Oh, thanks, sweet. Who was next on the list? Who's next? Hi, Sloan. So we got Char. Lenora, how is my DM feeling about me now? We are in separation, no communication for a few weeks. Are you directly communicating to them? Like, is it you initiating communication or is it them? Because number one, when a person opens a message, it's usually they want to know what it is. But if they're in a karmic situation or anything to that degree, they won't communicate. But it does mean they're still interested. The way you can get the communication to open up and move is usually not to communicate. It sounds crazy. It's like step back. Don't be too giving. Does that make sense? But they're interested. How you doing? How's work going? Progress, progress. Let's have a look. So Sloan, were you communicating first or was it them communicating? Who reached out first? You know, how's it been traveling? Sweet. He did, okay. And then it went quiet. I think it's like, okay, what I'm being shown is, was there something addressed relating to the past? Because the way that they're looking at this text message, you know how this person sits, okay? You know this person better than I do. I can see them leaning back on the couch, very slanted down, you know, very, very hunched over, so to speak, very tired, but they're thinking about what you said and it is taking them back. So was there a reference in this conversation to the past? I don't know why they're showing me this. I don't know why the house that they're in, it doesn't feel a permanent one. I think you're going to get more communication, but there's something at the moment, there's like this person's feeling a bit run down. They had something go down. Yes, I said let's pretend it's a year from now. Ouch. Look, we've all been there. He kind of feels he deserved it. That makes me understand this card. Because he's like, okay, like she's mad at me, right? To do with my past behavior, warranted. But it was like, you know, this is the funny thing. 9 times out of 10 when the communication comes in, how do we always react to it? You know, we've got to look at our reactions. Because every time we have new communication, it's another opportunity that we could have a brand new beginning. And sometimes because we're more focused on how the situation made us feel over, oh, okay, on this instance, why are you directly communicating? Sometimes we can accidentally hurt each other. To go back to each other, yeah, I get what you're saying. And we are both in commitments. Look, there's no reason why you can't respond, doll. You know, if you're in a commitment, it's about saying to yourself, you know, initially when I was in any connection I've been in through my twin flame path, and that's been even separate to twin, I had to realize, am I happy right now? And when I leave, it has to be for me. So it's not about twin flame. It's about my, you know, is this making me happy? If this isn't making me happy, that has nothing to do with my twin. That has everything to do with me of honoring where I am in my life. And that's then that person, okay, in that situation has reached its end stage. But again, when we're scared, sometimes some twins can actually stay in connections far longer, simply because their twin hasn't proved to them that something's going to move. And that's not the reason to stay in a relationship. If the relationship isn't serving you, that's the first point, A, that needs to be addressed. And the second is, well, you know, would you be happy to never be single, to wonder whether that could be a potential ever? And that's fine if you are. Continue doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So the communication as per se, a lot of times twins, you know, and both twin and I have been in connections and we would communicate, but we wouldn't take it intimate. We would take it communication. We did care about each other. We were friends, but the spiritual connection was always there. The other thing is, when you are wanting so much more, you have to acknowledge it. And again, it doesn't come down to them. I've noticed in the twin flame path, as soon as you're in alignment and you know exactly what you want, you actually get it. But when you're wavering and you're saying, hey, you know, there's this avoidance of a circumstance that's going on in our life, you know, this could even be soulmates hurting you. And that's to prove to you that you have to be in alignment of what's true. You know, if you're in a soulmate connection, it's going and going and going, yet the person you're thinking about is somebody else, there's no point being in it. Does he want to respond back? Yes, he does. But, you know, there may have been a really important reason why he wanted to communicate with you. So just be careful the way you guys communicate with each other. Remember, you are friends. There's no expectation here. You don't have to respond. But again, both of you probably do want to be with each other, but both of you need to look at your relationships and directly make some hard decisions, potentially. And maybe that can be a conversation that you can have with that person if that's something you would want to address, but it depends on the circumstance. What have I done wrong now? Well, I've done Lenora's so far. Okay. Oh, look, usually when we are dull, it's because we're protecting ourselves. And just say outright, look, maybe, how are you? Just be straight. Just say, look, how are you doing? What's going on? I'm free at such and such if you want to have a chat. And have a chat and connect. It's Venus retrograde, guys. This is all to do with soul healing. There's no shade in having conversations with people. There's nothing. It's not illegal. Nobody owns you. You're allowed to talk to people. But it's also about accountability. You know? Yeah, no. So, Lenora. Okay, so what's been happening with yours? Well, Salome responded because both of them is probably mirroring the same connection. I've done Salome's read, but in your situation, when they messaged you, what was said? Did you message or did they message? No, well, you're both probably getting covered at the same time because it's probably a similar situation, so it's not bad. So what was said in your text message, Dale? You know, are you in a circumstance? Are you, like, with the no communication, with that energy, had you communicated first or had they communicated? No, we were in messaging. Yeah, they do that a lot, but it's usually to gauge whether when you're active, what you're doing. It's usually the spying energy, especially when both parties haven't been in communication for a while. And usually it's testing you to call first. So, you know, just go and have a chat to giggle about that. She goes through it regularly. I can see you. Well, if he's in a karmic relationship, he's not really lying, is he? You know, you're in a karmic relationship. Okay, you be there. You do that, boo. We've been in this for 19 years. Well, it depends on when you say you've been in this for 19 years. Like if the person has been in the relationship and you've directly been interacting with them while they've been in the relationship, is that what you mean? How has it played out? Has it been that they've been in a relationship while you've been connected to them? So over the 19 years, though, you know, how has it played out? Has it been that they have been in a connection or you've been in a connection and you've remained connected? Like, how has it happened? How has it been so far? We were triggered in and out. So with the separation, and you've been single for 10 years, we both have been... Yeah, which, look, there's a lot of healing through that process. A lot of times when a twin is with a partner, it's usually because you're clearing energy relating to past tense energy. So it's like both of you are in connections, but you're doing yours on the 5D and they're doing theirs on the 3D, and it's to do with clearing. So it's not an actual physical relationship. It's a contractual soul healing situation. Sometimes it can also be where we are keeping our options open, where we do have maybe... safety energies and abandoned energies. He needs to talk to you. He feels he needs to talk to you. There's been something that's happened in his life that's quite personal. He does look a bit down. This feels family orientated. This feels like maybe he had some bad news. But when he's ready to, he will communicate with you. But just to be mindful of that. With this eclipse in Sagittarius, things are changing. Okay? Thanks, Seti. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's changing. It's shifting his life around. He's very stressed. I don't know why, Dale. I just get this vibe that somebody passed away. Yeah. And look, it could be an old anniversary, but it's the person's down. They will communicate with you when they're ready, but they're just checking. They're just checking. Okay? I don't know, but that's how it felt. I just feel really down. To see what happened. You're a dag. Bless your possum socks. Okay, who's Mellow Yellow? That's my dad popping in. They call me Mellow Yellow. Okay, who have I got? Okay, Alice in Wonderland. Would you like to know anything? Do you have a question? Hi, sweet. How you doing? That's okay, Lenora. I'll pull a card for you. Do you have a question, Alice? For your kind donation, I appreciate it. It'll help me get through Christmas to New Year's. How does she feel after she saw me and your small chat? Okay, number one was you were playing with your hair quite a bit. She noticed that. Were you wearing glasses at the time of this conversation? Were you wearing glasses? Why am I feeling this happened outside? I don't know if I can write it as a small chat. Were you wearing glasses? Were you outside? Because was this an in-depth, was this a subliminal conversation, or was this, are we going to have a relationship? Because that's kind of how it's coming through. It was either subliminals, but it was damn straight to do with connections and love and, yeah, I don't know, yeah. There was hints and insinuendos. That's all I can say. Yeah. Yes, there was. Well, there's light. The way the light's coming in, well, there could be another conversation coming then. Subliminals. Okay, you flirty little minx, you. You're playing with fire. Slow down, okay? Yes, is she liking it? Yes, but it's complicated. So be careful how you navigate that. Yes, considering, but look at the circle. It's like we're angels. Don't go in where angels fear to tread. Insinuate, ask, but if you know the complicated surrounding it and you don't wait for that to be resolved, you're playing with fire. You know what I mean? So it's not that it isn't, it's also look at the 3D. We want the 5D, we want the 3D. So the 3D of it is, yeah, there's chemistry and that's fantastic, but we want it to go the distance. So in order to get that, that person would physically need to end their connection. Do you know what I mean? And unless they can, you know, something's moving though. Something in it is moving and it's going to the next level, I'll say that. Is there chemistry? Yes, there's chemistry. It's like, whoops, I did it again. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's a lot and it's moving quick, so be prepared. Yeah. It's called stress. Divine masculines be losing weight when they're stressing their pants off. That's why I called this video Bruised. Leo next. Let's pull one for you. Okay, something's moving very quick. I think you better be ready. This is chemistry, but I did see your twin actually sitting there and thinking quite a bit. I think the less is more. I'm hearing the term less is more. I don't know why I'm finding that funny. Now, I don't know if this is an event or you're trying everything. Are you doing your numbers on them, Leonix? What are you trying to do? Are you putting photos up? Are you dressing in less? Less is more. I don't know what they're saying this for, but it feels a little bit naughty. Well, obviously, I'm talking about your masculine. There's chemistry here, but when I'm hearing the term less is more, I started laughing. So what can I say? How can I explain it? It's like I'm feeling this person isn't having an issue with you. You're having an issue with divine timing, right? And I think if you can pull back just a little bit and let them lead, it's going to flow. You don't need to do anything. But I'm seeing some sense of provocative energy, and this can be utilizing your Black Moon Lilith to seduce the divine masculine. I don't know what you're doing, lady, but I like it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's yet to come, but there is that playing out. Oh, you're giving me a headache thinking about it. Lord, I'm taking this hair down. I'm getting a headache. Okay, so who was next? I don't know. They think you're a hot little minx. They think you're very attractive. They want to be your knight, but you do want so much more. So remember, if you're wanting more, react more. React more in a sense of going, I'm the main course. I'm not the entree. I'm the full 8-course meal. And then you're going to get a king, not a knight. Thanks, Giggle. Now, yeah, well, I think sometimes these things actually help us stay, quite grounded. You need to have a bit of a chuckle, but, Leox is gorgeous. I mean, she really is. So many of you are. Okay, so who do we have next on the way with fairies? Giggle mentioned it, and then I went, Colette. Colette, what's going on, girl? As soon, I actually was thinking about you 24 hours ago, and I was like, I wonder how she's going. Do you still feel twin needs therapy? Do you feel you're in control? Look, this sexual energy is to pour into alchemy. TFS to meet, and now he's gone quiet again, hasn't confirmed where to meet. No, step back, don't panic. Don't go back into reactive mode, call it, because this can be a breakthrough time. You don't want to do that, Dale. So don't communicate, let it flow, and they will call you back. Don't presume, wait and see, okay? Because you know, it's not going to be a waste of time, but your thought is a waste of time. There's no reason why you can't. Because number one, you wouldn't have answered the messages if you didn't want to meet him. So universe won't allow you to contradict them. Universe is like, you wanted this. You do want this. You've been thinking about it. But your fear is it's going to be conflict. But we have closure without them. The closure is, the reason why you probably don't want to is because you're scared maybe you don't have closure, and that would mean there's still love here. And it's okay to love someone. It's not illegal to love someone. But it's what you do with it. You don't have to do anything with it. You can go, look, I love you, but maybe in next lifetime. And that's your choice, Style. It's not that it's we always butt heads. Yes, always is a long word, and that's fair. That's more past tense energy over future, because you haven't got to the future yet, so you can't say always. Always is not an infinite truth. Always is the sun. That's the only thing that does the same shit every time. Human beings don't, because you outgrow it. You age, you know, you get hairs on your face where you shouldn't. You get older. It's not going to be the same. If you keep doing the same, it's going to be the same. I just feel like he's flaked again. Not necessarily. What happens if something has happened? It's also a test to you that you don't react to it the same way. That's how you'll get a different outcome. You know, sometimes it can be about us breaking habits and patterns and what used to be the old one. Here you go again. You've done it the same. Well, don't respond to them in that way. Just go, cool. You need to be busy, and you have lots of things to do. It's not defining you. It's not defining you. You carry on. And then they get the phone, you'll get a phone call and you'll be like, I'm so sorry. And look, legitimately, this is a reality. Sometimes shit goes down in our lives, and we have to accept that. So sometimes things go wrong, right? There is conflict going on in their life, but I don't get this negative feeling. I actually do feel very peace around his energy. I don't feel this person at this moment where they stand is wishing you any harm. Very light. Very, 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 very light. Yeah. They know what they did. They've reached a comprehension of that. They have been dealing with a lot of their wounds, but it's very light. I don't get a bad vibe. I'm telling you the honest, I do not get a bad vibe. Who was next? Tiffany. Hi, YILDIZ. Well, Tiffany, I can say at the moment the astrology is very, it feels, because Sagittarius is there, what I want you guys all to know is you may hit a state where you're having an existential crisis moment, and you're like, because what is Sagittarius? It's spirituality. And so you might be like, hey, why do I do this? Okay, why do I do this? Nothing's going to work. Everything's the same forever. So it's perfectly normal at the moment that we could get depressed at the minute. Give it a few days either side of the eclipse. Try and stay as present as possible. The positive things are coming, but they're happening right now. I feel you're being really hard on yourself. It's almost like saying you haven't achieved enough, you haven't got enough right now. but it's look at how much you have achieved instead. And I feel you're just being a little bit strict on yourself, that you should have had more by now. Does that make sense? Or done more, or achieved more, had more. Could be money, values, self-esteem, emotions, love. Money is going to come, but you're working very hard. You need to slow down. So this is for, I have called it Tiffany Raymond. Are they in their house yet for the last super chat? Then I'm going to hit the road and I'm going to get these videos done. What do you want to know, doll? Because it's like you, if anything, you don't feel anything's coming. That's why it's not. Okay? Is there a connection coming? Yes. Do I feel there's a lot of creative projects around you and things you're trying to achieve? Yes, but you're burning yourself out. So you might need to step back from the painting for a little bit and restructure. There's great things coming, and some of these things are coming full circle. Who are the children? They're showing me a group of children. What's this children energy coming through? I do not know what is in that shake, but it can taste funny. Then the children analogy can be a project. Are you doing a project at the moment? There's paperwork, there's judgment, maybe burning the midnight oil. You might be staying up a lot. There's owl totem here. Your astrology blog. Well, it's probably going to be hard anyway, especially if you do know astrology. South Node in Sagittarius is journalism. So for any person who is on the social platform over the last year and a half, even for us to get anywhere has been a bit hard, because the prejudice of the South Node was they were Sagittarius. You can have some breakthroughs. Most of what you're probably doing at the moment is restructuring life and looking at how you can do the new version of what you want the business to be, how you want it to be next year. So I think for most platforms, be it was YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it was spiritual gurus, our role's changing. So at the moment, if you're finding that you're hitting doors, it's asking you to stop for a little bit and go, okay, no, what was that old vision that you had of how you wanted to address things, and how can you re-implement that now in a more authentic way? Does that make sense? Well, money's coming, but it's going to be to do with work. You've got that there, but money doesn't give you happiness. You're going to have to bust your ass for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. But again, we are hitting one of those times where it's a little, look, for some of us, yes, it can be abundance, even during a Venus retrograde. For you, the way I'm seeing it, you're focusing on it, and because you're so focusing on it from a manifestation point of view, that pushes it away. When you can relax and look at the process, which is the Scorpio, Taurus, North and South node, I mean, they are my nodes, so I know how that shit works. You need to focus on the process. And as you disconnect from where is the money at, it will just come to you. It's when you don't think about it, it comes. Build it and they will come. That's what they're showing me. As for breakthroughs, you know your astrology, but from here, it is to do with pentacles that you're looking for. But because you're tired, you're wanting to get everything done now, and it's not going to happen that way. Money will flow, but it's when you let go. If that makes any sense at all. I hope that makes sense. I'm feeling it's more, I'm hearing 2 weeks, and you'll have that turnaround. Yeah, look at the process. Don't critique yourselves against others. you know, you may find a niche market in the way you can give your services in a different way that is completely different to astrology. Do you know what I mean? So it can still be astrology, but it could be a different way of doing something. It might be something that, some sense of a gap that you've seen in the market, and bringing your personality into it. And I think that's the key with it. But I mean, if you want coaching on it, I have bookings on the website that coach for channels and businesses and things like that. So feel free. Otherwise, thank you very much all for joining. Most appreciated. And I will see you during the week.